Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And for those who may have arrived late, this is not Mass this morning. We don't have a priest with us. This is a communion service. So I think we've all heard the phrase, practice what you preach. Right? Practice what you preach. If somebody is telling you to do something and then they do the opposite, it's a little irritating. If I tell you never exceed the speed limit and I go driving around like a madman, you say, what the heck? Huh? We kind of get upset about that. And as we see it in our culture, we kind of seem to be more focused on this than ever, particularly in the political arena. And you have a politician who is, a family values politician, and then he is exposed to be having an affair or something. And we get very upset about this, not because of an affair, but because he said something and did the other. In fact, we take it to the next step. We've got another saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Right? So if it's okay if you can do it, then I can do it. Right? But Jesus kind of knew this about people. Right? When he set up a church, he was pretty wise. He set up this church, this divine institution, but he knew when he left, it would be normal human beings running the church. And so he tells us, hey, don't be distracted by that. Because all of that is a distraction, right? The behavior of somebody in authority doesn't change core truths. The truth is always the truth, no matter how we respond to it, no matter how someone in authority responds to it. In our culture, when we see somebody acting hypocritically, we go, well, now you've lost your authority. Now you can't tell me what's right or wrong because you have done what's wrong. Well, we may not like to hear the truth, but the truth is always the truth. And so Jesus is kind of telling us here, don't get distracted. Because let's face it, we're all sinners. Every one of us here have acted hypocritically at one time or another. I do it all the time, I'm afraid, right? I wish I didn't, right? I see a homeless person and I walk past them sometimes instead of stopping to talk with them, maybe help them in some way. I think we all do sometimes. We want to love, as Jesus said, love everyone unconditionally. And yet we put conditions on our love. At least I do. I speak for myself. I don't intend to. I don't wake up in the morning and say, well, let's what conditions am I going to put on my love today? I don't do that, but I do in the way that I walk, experience my day. I do put conditions on my love. And so Jesus is saying, don't let that distract you. Truth is always truth, no matter whether the person speaking the truth lives the truth. So this morning, as we prepare to share in this most sacred meal, my prayer for us, is that we can remain focused on the truth and not allow ourselves to be distracted by the many, many distractions that seek to draw us away from the truth. Get back to that truth. And let's not go down that rabbit hole of what's good for the goose is good for the gander.